Shalom. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that taught us His word. So basically, I just wanted to do a quick little lesson based on this episode of The Twilight Zone. Every year, the networks, they play this series in a marathon during these so-called holidays. I try to catch them because I really like the Twilight Zone series. The ones from the 60s, at least, the 50s and the 60s. Because they're always going to like spiritual things, like the chariots and going to other planets, nuclear destruction. Another one of my favorite episodes is the one dealing with Henry Bemis. But this particular episode was called The Shelter. And it was dealing with nuclear destruction that was imminent. And these guys are trying to bust in, as you can see from the screenshot right here. They're trying to bust into this guy's shelter, this bomb shelter that he made. And how it, kind of relates to, Noah's Ark and, the spiritual ark that we're dealing with today. Because during the time of Noah, he prophesied that it was going to rain. People didn't believe him. And he was out there building that ark. But then when the rain started coming down, only Noah and his family and the animals that were entered into the ark and were saved. And the Most High had to shut Noah in there, But yeah, here's a star, the guy. He was actually warning them, telling them, hey, we're living in the time of nuclear destruction, nuclear age, and you need to prepare. Prepare, build your shelters and all that. But they didn't want to listen. Good little piece of dialogue that was in there. And like this guy right here, he was like, well, if we die, our blood is on your hands. But that's not necessarily the case, because he warned them. He went out there and warned them and told them about it. And I think he said, like, you're too busy, with your picnics and your block parties, and listen to me. So when the time of trouble came, you were caught out there. You were caught out there and about to die, without any hope. And that applies very much to today, as far as what, the men of the Lord are out there doing. They're out there warning the people, blowing that trumpet, being watchmen. But, you gotta believe in this word and take part of this word so that you can be in that spiritual shelter, protected from what's coming. The nuclear destruction, first and foremost, but, the martial law, race riots. If you've been watching the news lately, they have these jakes that quote unquote tortured this mentally handicapped kid. That's all in the news right now, and it's stirring up these race riots. They were saying all this racist stuff, and F Donald Trump, F white people, and they're just making them drink toilet water and all that. So they're really trying to push this race war. So you really have to take hold to this truth and get a part of this spiritual shelter, the spiritual ark, so that you can be saved and have that refuge from all that. But first scripture I wanted to get is Luke 17:26. And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. So you see that today. When you're out there on the streets, you see just married signs, you see people partying, you see drunk people about to go to the club already drunk, just having fun, and just living in the times, but not taking heed to the word, not taking heed to us prophesying and telling them the destruction that's coming, and for them to get right. And, that was all in this particular episode right here. And then, when that door shut and when the missiles were coming down, they were all freaking out, not knowing what to do. But like I said, he was like, oh, well, our blood will be on your hands if you don't let us in. And, scripturally, that's not true. As Ezekiel 33:2, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people. And that's what we're doing, because we see the sword coming upon the land through the prophecies of the scriptures. We see this, we read the scriptures, we believe it, and we're prophesying, warning our people, to get right and turn to the Most High, whose name is Yahweh and his son's name is Yahweh Shai, because you need to know those names. The names are very important. Then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. Yes, all those guys that fan their hand, all the scoffers, all of our people that walk by, hundreds of them every Saturday that walk by and don't pay us no mind, their blood is going to be upon their own hand, their own head. He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning, his blood shall be upon him. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his own soul. So yeah, if this truth resonates with you, always say this, man, you gotta take hold to it, man. You gotta take it seriously. But if the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hands. Yeah, so this office that we were given is very, very important, very detrimental. It's a very serious thing that we're in, man. We have to go out there and warn the people, because then we will be responsible for their deaths. But like I said, he came out there, he told them, hey, we're living in this age of the nuclear missiles, but in that time, I think it was like the H-bomb. It wasn't really a nuclear missile. But he told them, and all they wanted to do was have the little picnics, have the little barbecues, and they ignored him while he was building his bomb shelter. And when that time came, they were basically asked out. Next scripture I'm going to get is Psalms 27:5. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me up upon a rock. So yeah, that ark is going to turn into a spiritual ark real soon, where we will be hid. The men of the Lord, his chosen, his elect, 144,000. Those men will be hidden from the time of trouble, from the time of Jacob's trouble. The martial law, race riots, it's going to be a spiritual thing. So let's look up this word, pavilion. The Hebrew word is sach. Basically, it means a den, a pavilion, tabernacle, covert, thicket, lair, booth, a hut. hut, cottage, basically a secret hiding place, you know, from the destruction. And that's what we're looking for, man. You know, we believe in this word, we take it seriously, and we're hoping the Most High will protect us, through faith. Sometimes it's coming, man. That time is coming. But when it's all said and done, that last Trump, when the nuclear missiles are going to touch down here in America, that spiritual ark is going to turn into an actual ark or salvation for his men. Physical salvation through those chariots. When those men get beamed up. This is Isaiah 26:20. Come, my people, enter into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. It's talking about those the UFOs, the chariots of Israel. The nuclear missiles are coming down. The men of the Lord are going to get beamed up. Shut thy doors about thee, hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. And what's that indignation? That nuclear destruction. When the missiles are hitting down. The earth is rocking to and fro like a drunkard. The elect, the Most High's men, and they're going to be hid, in them chariots, way up out there in the atmosphere, safe. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. And that's the goal, that all of us have. The men that are out there that believe in this word. And it's all about faith, man. That faith that's going to get you in that chariot. It's going to get you in that secret pavilion of the Most High during that hour of temptation. So stay strong, endure as much as you can. Just endure. No matter what you're going through, endure. That's all I got for now. Shalom.